Hello and welcome to the weather video for this week. It's September 14th, and unfortunately we really didn't have any days with clear skies except for Friday. That was it. We had some clear skies in the end. Other than that, plenty of clouds around. You can see why. There's a low that's kind of stuck off to the south. High pressure is trying to build in from the north. The usual type of deal again. There was some instability up north. You could see there were a few showers and thunderstorms there popping up. But other than that, this is what we got going on here right now. So the skies kind of looked like, we had some cumulus, a little bit of haze in the sky, and then toward the sunset, we had the cirrus around. It did make for a nice sunset once the sun did set. So it did make for a nice sunset. But other than that, yeah, the weather has been kind of chunked up as far as the sky goes. It's been dry, but it's been chunky. And it's been a little warmer than normal too as well, and actually getting a little humid out there too as well. So let's go take a look at what we've got going on right now, and you can see temperatures are generally in the upper 60s. So it looks like we've got 68 at Farmingdale, even 69 in Hofstra. Islip is 70. Generally speaking, those are what our current temperatures are. But of course, in the alley, it's still 74 degrees. 75.
I hate this place!
Yep, 75 degrees. So still, I mean, it might even be hotter than LaGuardia. Yeah, LaGuardia's 72. Central Park 71. Do we even beat Newark? Yeah, we even beat Newark. Well, actually, that's not the official Newark. Where's Newark? Yeah, I don't see a temperature that warm over here. So Newark is somewhere over here. That's Harrison. It says Newark. Newark is 73. So 2 degrees warmer than Newark. Even warmer than Newark. Unbelievable. And then, got some radiational cooling in the New Jersey Pinelands where temperatures have dropped off to 63 at Ocean County Airport and 66 at Hampton Bay. So I'm surprised there's some radiational cooling tonight, despite the fact that it's kind of humid. So we're going to go look at what we had for highs today. I'm not going to go over yesterday too much. We'll go over a little bit of it. Generally speaking, highs, generally upper 70s across Long Island, upper 70s to low 80s if you were more on the North Shore. The city around 80. Let's see, Jersey, also similar. So not really a whole lot of variation in high temperatures across the area. Lows did get down to 55 at West Hampton, 62 at Islip, and 61 at Ocean County Airport there west of Toms River. So let's go and look at our statistics here. We'll just go to the official climate report because we have been above normal now pretty consistently. High 79 is 3 degrees above the normal. 76, low is 62, 2 degrees above the normal, so 3 degrees above normal for the day. We go to yesterday. High was 76. So yesterday was a little cooler. Yesterday actually was not as warm as today. High of 76 and a low of 58. So just 1 degree below normal for the day. So yesterday we had a lot more clouds around than today, and it was a pretty stiff breeze from the south. So today we really didn't have that. So it felt a lot warmer today, and the air quality certainly doesn't feel great. I'm going to just look at the AQI. I know we do have some humidity out there. Let's see. Oh, now it's not going to tell me. Purple air doesn't pop up anymore. All right, so we're going to have to do this then. For whatever reason, they're not popping up on Google anymore, so we're going to have to do it this way. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, there was some slightly moderate air quality, so not great air quality across. And even if you go north, it's not great. Maybe some near-surface smoke. The air has been kind of stagnant. That could be part of it. Right along the coast, the air is better. It's not terrible, but certainly it's not. There's definitely some air quality issue going on out there for sure. So let's go back to that satellite image, and we'll pan out a little more. Take a look at the bigger picture. Got a couple of satellite images to show you here. So you can see there's that low that's kind of just sitting there, stuck, because there's nothing really to move it, and there's a high to the north. And you can see there's another system out in the west. You can see a lot of hazy air. We have fires still going on in California, and there's still some fires in Canada too. So go to the Canada, northern U.S. It looks like quite a bit of smoke's actually showing up here. Yeah, you can see that there's some, and mainly from Western Canada, but you can see we've got a big ridge over here. You can see that. So it's pushing the smoke way up into Canada. So even if our flow comes out of Canada, we're still going to be getting in, we're still going to have some of that hazy air. There's a big ridge over here, and if we go back to the weather and hazards map and just put temperatures on here, actually I'll just put max temperatures on here, and I'll pull this out. And you'll see the warmth that's going to be going up into Canada here. So you can see even up into Canada, 80 for a high. I mean, it's supposed to be cooling off now. In Manitoba, we have highs. Look at that. Churchill hit 82 today. That's how high this ridge goes up. So that is the problem. So if we look at Churchill again, Churchill, Manitoba, see if we can get some more observations from them. See if they've reported any smoke in the air today. Yeah, it doesn't look like they've reported any smoke, but still very warm. Even the dew point got up to 64 there. Really, it just shows you how big this ridge in the middle of the country is. We've got kind of this omega pattern that is going on. So we'll look at one more satellite imagery. This is the MODIS, and again, you can see that line of cumulus that popped up. Then we had the cirrus off to the south, and a lot of Q popping up inland. There's more clear skies if you were in the Great Lakes area, I guess. But if you go to the north again, there's that smoke that's over there. So we're gonna have to see if we're gonna get affected by that. And then here's our low. It almost looks like it's got some kind of semi-tropical characteristics. But we'll go to the NHC and see if they're talking about another possible thing that's disturbing. So they're watching disturbance 1 with a 70% chance of development. I guess if we pull this out, we should be able to see that disturbance here. So once it gets a name, well, maybe I'll do an update on it once it gets a name, and we'll follow that. But let's go to the models now and take a look at. First of all, let's go to the current weather map, and you see what we got here. There's a little front over here, low in the middle of the country. There's some severe weather up in the northern plains. There's your coastal low. Yeah, not really a neat-looking map. Originally, it looked like we were going to see rain in the middle of the week, but some of the models have been dialing this down quite a bit. So let's go to the European model first here. And for the sake of consistency, I'm going to be using the 12Z run of the Euro because we'll be doing that with the GFS as well. So first, let's go to the upper air, the jet stream. All right, so you see there's that ridge. There's that sort of like, you can see that ridge. So we got troughs off both coasts, but there's a ridge in the middle. Very disorganized looking jet stream, by the way. And that's going to continue into this week. You can see the jet streams way up into Canada. And with that kind of setup, there won't really be any really big cool blasts like what we had earlier in the month, unfortunately. So it's going to kind of be above normal with that kind of setup. You can see there's big ridging going on, particularly in the east toward the end of the month. So this kind of lends itself to being an above normal pattern that we're in, all right, as far as temperatures go. Looking at your upper air, see we've got again an upside down pattern, big ridge in Canada. There's that trough that's kind of blocked, and then it kind of just, and then there's a trough off the coast a little bit that might bring a transient cool down for the weekend. But generally, you could see lots of ridging. The tropical system kind of recurves and doesn't really affect us at all. But there's still lots of ridging here in this setup. And the temperature anomaly chart, again, will show this as well. There's a lot of warmth in Canada. And this is concerned because this could fuel more fire activity if they're not getting precipitation. And you can see here a lot of warmth in Canada. There's that transient shot of cool air that we might get for the weekend. But then it warms right back up again, and there's just crazy ridging in the east for the rest of this month. So it looks very much above normal for the rest of this month as far as temperatures. If you are hoping for cooler, more fall-like weather, well, I think summer is going to be sticking around for a little while. It's going to be definitely very much above normal temperature-wise, according to this European model. And if we look at precipitation, total accumulated precip, you can see we're not really seeing much. There's some areas of Canada that might see some, but not a lot. So definitely trending drier. So now I'm going to shift this over to the GFS, our other long-range model. We'll again use the 12Z run for consistency purposes. And you'll see here that similar setup here. Similar, there's some subtle differences here with the jet stream. GFS wants to have more troughing than the Euro, which would bring more opportunities for precipitation as well as cooler temperatures. If we look at the upper air, it has the trough for the weekend. There it is, but that little bit, and then very transient. But it has more storminess. But I'm not sure if I'm buying this. But generally with a setup like this, it would tend to maybe tone down the above normal temperatures a little bit. You can see there's the cooler shot for the weekend. Still showing above normal, but not quite as severe as the European. But again, just the GFS. I'm not sure if I'm really buying this at this point. And let's see if precipitation. Let's see if the GFS is any different with precipitation. Yeah, it's a little less dry. So this is looking toward the end of the month here, from the middle to end of September. This is what we're looking at. Now let's go and we'll just shift this over to back to the European. And again, we'll do 12Z and just showing you the actual air temperatures here. I'll show you the anomaly, but we'll show you the actual air temperatures. You can visualize the kind of warmth that's in Canada, which is ridiculous. You can see 70s and 80s. Look at how far it goes up. So, I mean, right up into Western Canada. It's really bad. So this could fuel more fires up there. And then you can see that heat kind of shifting east as we get toward Thursday. This is the next Thursday, to September 20th. So as we get to the end of the month, that heat now builds into Eastern Canada. So this is a big, big problem. Big problem. So let's go now, and we'll change this to the coldness. We'll take a closer look at the surface. So here we are. Again, we're on the 12Z run. So here's that high of the north. You've seen this a million times. High over New England, coastal low, trying to make its way up the coast. You can see it's kind of trapped over the mid-Atlantic. And it tries to bring some precipitation in here for the Jersey Shore, maybe later Tuesday, and then maybe for our area on Wednesday. And that low kind of just dissipates, and then that another high builds in again from the north. Same thing. And then here's your tropical system, and then there comes the next high that builds in. So looking kind of dry with a pattern like this. GFS. The GFS. You have similar setup here. GFS may be a little bit more generous with the rainfall from that low, but it's a little stronger with that high. So the GFS would probably give us better weather for the weekend. And then another chance. This is the other chance of precipitation we might get toward the end of the month. The Euro doesn't really give us anything. So this is the Euro, like I said, really disturbing how dry it is. And they're going to set the stage to repeat similar to what we had last year with all these fires. I mean, we had that one day of rain. We were lucky, but now we haven't gotten much rain at all. So if we look at the rainfall amounts, I mean, it's been a paltry, a couple of sprinkles overnight, and that's nothing. So now you get a kind of idea of what we're going to be dealing with through the middle of the end of the month here. Let's go and look at the shorter range models. Let's see. Fortunately, we do have the full HRRR in. I'm going to first start with the surface maps. You see there's that high, the battle between that high and that low there. And it could bring some rain to the Jersey Shore. It still doesn't really amount to much. This goes out to Wednesday night. Maybe the southern parts of Jersey get much. We're staying dry through Tuesday, according to this model here. And looking at our dew points and wind flow here, obviously it's been a little bit on the humid side. Tomorrow we'll see some drop in the dew point toward the afternoon. The winds go easterly. Hopefully there'll be some improvement in the air quality. I'll look at the smoke map in a minute. We're going to stay in that easterly wind flow on Tuesday as well, with the dew points actually dropping into the 50s on Tuesday, so it'll be even a little more comfortable on Tuesday. You can see that moisture from the system kind of staying off to the south at the time being. Temperatures tonight, temperatures could drop into the probably upper 50s if you're into Pine Barrens. Otherwise, around 60 for the rest of us. And my alley probably won't get down to. It'll probably be a low around 70 for me in the alley, and from here at Haights Castle Apartments. But tomorrow it's going to be another warm one again. Inland temperatures could be near 80. Sea breezes in the afternoon. Tomorrow night maybe tend to be a little bit cooler. Maybe lows around in the mid to upper 50s for a lot of people, but not me. And then Tuesday tends to be cooler because we'll have more cloud cover. And you see where that cloud cover is. To the north, it's actually quite warm. Even all the way up to Canada, you can see temperatures mid-70s, even way up into Canada there. You can see where the cooler temperatures are. That's where rain is falling, right next to all the heat off to the west there. So that is what the HRRR is showing. And let's go now to the European. And we'll take a look at the European here. I'll just use the 18Z for this more shorter range forecast, just to give you an idea here what happens. So again, staying in that easterly flow. Moisture levels do come up on Wednesday, and it'll be a little bit more of a breeze as that low kind of passes off to the east. And then Thursday, winds kind of shift off to the north. And then Friday, you can see we have a cold front approaching here. Friday is going to be warm because we'll still be in the warmer air. And then as we get to Saturday, this is when you get into the cold front. Dew points could drop quite. And here we go again. Easterly wind, and the front kind of gets hung up over here again. Well, let's use the 12Z run here. You can see the Euro kind of hangs up the front. So even if the front gets through, we may not have a clear sky if the Euro is right. You see those low dew points, though. Temperatures. You can see things heat up back on Thursday again, 75 to 80. Friday is going to be quite warm. It could be mid-80s in Jersey. That sucks because if the railroad goes on strike, I'm not only going to have to deal with heat too. So it's not going to be good. I really hope they don't. And then it cools down a lot on Saturday. 70s, much cooler that day, and then Sunday into Monday, staying cool, but then it starts warming back up again by next week. Here we go with again temperatures quite warm, could be 80s. Hey, look at this. It's building like almost. I wouldn't rule out maybe possibly even showing possibly a 90-degree temperature for the end of the month. This is absolutely ridiculous. GFS. Go ahead and look at the GFS as well. And there we go. So just see how the GFS handles that front for the weekend. See, GFS pushes it much further south. It's a much stronger shot of air. So I'm hoping the GFS is right because that would clear us out. Euro, it may not. So I guess if we look at sky cover, which is what we're going to be doing next, and we will look at precipitation as well. But you can see, obviously, we're going to have plenty of clouds around tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, we try to clear it out a little. Friday would be when we try to clear it out a little more. And then Saturday would be very nice, and maybe even Sunday, too. So the GFS gives us a very nice weekend, where if we go with the European, well, this doesn't have cloud output, but we can just click a sound and it'll kind of tell you what's going to be happening. So here we go, 18Z Saturday. Yeah, you see those a lot of upper level clouds because the front stalled to the south. So we have a little bit of disagreement for the weekend. So right now, kind of too early to tell as far as cloud cover goes. So actually, one more thing I want to do. Let's go to the NAM3 for precipitation here. Just to see if we do get into any rainfall again. Whatever rainfall we get into is, it's basically going to be dry for a while with the next couple of days. So, and we'll go to the European because we'd have to use the longer range to show you when that rain would move in. But you can see it doesn't really look very impressive. Here we are Wednesday. There may be a few showers here and there. And then start slowly trying to move away by Thursday. But if we look at the European here, total accumulated precip would be for Long Island barely anything. But wherever those showers hit, it looks like it has a little more for the Jersey Shore, maybe in excess of an inch. So maybe somebody, but the best chances of getting a decent amount of rain from this are going to be south of Long Island, I think. All right. Let's see if there's any change between that and the 12Z run. Not really. Okay. So now I'm going back to the RGEM, and we'll go ahead and we'll look at the skies. This is the RGEM, by the way, for precipitation. RGEM's, again, a little more generous with the precipitation. It's going to be very hard to predict what that's going to happen in. I'll have to do another video when we get close to the event. But as far as tomorrow goes, this is the RGM. You can see kind of just on the fringe of these high clouds. And it probably won't be a great-looking sky tomorrow. There'll be sun, but it'll be mixed with high clouds, possible jet chunk. And we'll have to check to see if we have any hazy conditions now. Tuesday, you can see if you're north, you'll have clear skies. But for Long Island, it looks like we're going to have, again, veils of high clouds around. And then as to Wednesday, that's when we start really getting into cloud cover and being overcast and kind of dreary. And hopefully there won't be any of that sucky drizzle, but right now it's kind of too early to tell if that's going to be happening or not. So I think that covers all the sky models that we've got here pretty much. Let's go and take a look at the smoke model next. So we'll do that. Don't have the 0Z in. Let's see. They got the 18Z. Okay, we'll do the 18Z. Because there was some smoke around in the sky today. You can see there's been a little bit of a light blue shading, actually a darker blue shading. So the smoke was a little denser. Tomorrow it should be thinner. And I think we'll have better air quality with that easterly flow. Should help thin it out a little bit. But definitely today, we've definitely been seeing some smoke and maybe even some near-surface smoke. Just want to look at this one and see if it shows. Yeah, it does show some near-surface smoke as well. But that looks like it's going to get pushed back to the west. But definitely is some. So definitely a little bit of haze out there from these, from this damn. I mean, I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of dealing with it. I'm sick of talking about it. Just going to go over to Vent2 Sky for a minute, and we'll just kind of go to clouds and visibility and see. This is the cloud. This is the HRRR cloud. So it kind of gives you an idea, again, of what's going to be happening tomorrow. All right. Tuesday, you can see Tuesday, you're stuck in it. Go to visibility. That would tell us if there is any sucky drizzle. Does show possibly very slight. Doesn't really show any of that damn drizzle. So hopefully we don't get into that. Wind, it could be an issue. Let's see what we got. Wind is, it'll be breezy on Wednesday. It won't be any wind advisory, but it'll definitely be breezy. The winds are definitely going to be stronger over the next couple of days, which should make it feel better, because I know today really did not feel nice at all. Today was a very yucky August-like kind of day in September, I think. Windy.com. Let's go ahead and look at that one. For wind first, we'll do this one first. That's the European. Let's see. You can see the storm's actually got a belt of strong winds around it. See if that we wind up getting into that at all. Here we are, Tuesday. Seen some pretty strong winds in the mid-Atlantic, 40s. But nothing that would cause any damage, though. But it could result in some coastal flooding issues, perhaps, with that sustained easterly wind like that. All right. So if we look at the European model, I'll just put this in clouds just to show you what we have. Again, tomorrow you can see same deal, stalled out. Stalled low. Obviously, Wednesday, I'm not going to show you. Thursday is showing maybe some breaks in the clouds. Friday, it's showing some scattered clouds. But what happens on Saturday, you can see that we've got an easterly flow, but it looks like it does push it to the south. It's kind of interesting. Some of the models are kind of interpreting things differently depending on what site you're using, which is generally confusing, but we'll talk about it when we get there. We got to get through this week first, and obviously this would be our threat for rain. It doesn't really look terribly impressive here. It really doesn't. Wednesday looks like, maybe a shower or two here and there. Nothing really that's going to amount to very much. So it's an overall dry pattern. So let's talk about what the Climate Prediction Center has. And here you go. We'll start with the 6 to 10 day. 8 above normal for the whole country pretty much, except near normal just for our area. It looks like it has mostly near normal, but this is above normal. Precipitation, they have us in the slight above normal character. Again, they've been doing this, and I mean, we haven't been getting the precipitation they think we've been getting. Go to 8 to 14 day. We still have us in the near normal character. The whole country's above normal. There's no cool air anywhere with that jet stream just meandering around in Canada. It's just a really messed up situation there, but that's all part of what happens with climate change. The jet stream becomes very dysfunctional. There really isn't a jet stream. the patterns just get all screwed up because, again, we have a warming Arctic. And with a warmer Arctic, that pretty much makes the jet stream go berserk. So, lastly, we'll stop off at the ice center because I have a feeling we have below normal ice here. Here, let's see. Sea ice taking a bite out of. There was sea ice rapidly melting and compacted north of Alaska in the Beaufort Sea in the shade by a warm pulse of air from East Siberia that was sustained by persistent winds from the southwest. However, the overall decline for the month was near average. Antarctic sea ice climbed in August but remained well below average, and ending at its third lowest extent. So this is your sea ice map here. You can see there's some right around Greenland. That's where your thickest sea ice is. But I don't think there's been all that much growth. It's like, I mean, it's trying to go up a little bit, but this is we're at the second lowest on record. So this is the second lowest year that we have. There's the 2012 when we had our minimum. So this again has to be watched. Obviously, we don't have to worry about a blue ocean event this year, but this is why we're seeing what we're seeing with the jet stream. With less ice up in the north, there's less cold air. There's less of a difference between the Arctic and the Arctic and the tropics, the equator, and that is what causes that. The difference between those two things is what drives jet stream energy. And when you don't have as much of a difference, the jet stream becomes very weak and wavy, and that's what we're seeing. We're not seeing normal weather patterns anymore, and we never will see normal weather patterns until who knows when, if ever, right? I mean, if all the humans were to disappear from the planet, even right now, it would take probably hundreds of years for the planet to fix itself. So anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.